Astana. Hello everyone, my name is Aslan, and let's talk about connections. So, have you ever thought about how everything in our world may be connected? This idea never really crossed my mind until one day, but let's start from the beginning. I study in Nazarbayev Intellectual School Physics Mathematics, and there is a club called Young Geologists there. I know it's pretty ironic, but we study rocks, the structure of Earth, that kind of stuff. Well, in this club, we go to Nazarbayev University to get lessons from the professor George Matthews. And one day, when he was talking about mountains, he said, "Whenever someone asks me what is the importance of mountains, I always answer, because I like chocolate." I know it may sound like utter gibberish to you, but I think it goes way deeper than that. Basically, he meant that mountains are very crucial for the humanity because they give us soil, rocks, and ground to live. So without them, humanity would not have developed. And technically, the professor would not have been able to like chocolate because he simply would not have existed. Well, when I heard that, it really excited me. So I decided to ask him more about this. And he said that it is something that is called the interconnectedness in our world. This is the idea that implies that everything in our world is connected with each other. So the world is a big system, and even the small members of the system, if they are altered in one way or another, it may drastically change the way bigger concepts. I think the easiest example for that would be a simple food chain. I think we all know what this is. In the food chain, wolves eat hares as their main source of food, so they depend on them. Hares, on the other hand, they need to eat plants, and plants need microorganisms in their soil to grow big and strong. Well, microorganisms, on the other hand, they take energy from decaying bodies. And whose bodies do they decompose? Right, the wolves. I think it really shows how even if one organism didn't exist in this chain, everyone else would have been in danger of extinction. Everyone on the Earth works like that. But this tendency goes even beyond our mother planet. If we take our solar system, even the farthest planets from Earth, like Uranus and Neptune, are very crucial because they protect us from asteroids. So if they somehow disappeared, we would be in great trouble. Well, now we do have some idea of what interconnectedness is, but there is another question. Why is it important for us? Well, I think this idea really pushes forward the importance of global awareness and makes us understand the global problems in our world. I think in order to understand this, we need to transfer it to our society. So, human relationships. How are we connected with each other? Of course, the simplest answer would be by family bonds. And yes, I can see that since families and relatives are probably the closest people for us. But I think the right answer would be by everything. Because not only blood connects humans with each other, there may be various economical, political, and cultural factors to that. You know, the famous political worker Martin Luther King once said very wise words. Before you finish eating breakfast in the morning, you've depended on more than half of the people on the earth. And they couldn't agree more. I think that it means that we don't usually think about what we eat. We may have omelets as breakfast, but we don't think how the eggs that make omelette come to us. Well, it is actually a very difficult process that involves the sweat of millions of workers in the plantation. Usually their workplace is unfairly paid and has a lot of horrible conditions. This is actually a very relevant problem of our society nowadays, but many people would not think about that they would think that since those people are so far away from us, then their problems would not really be relevant for us too. But I think this is the farthest from the truth. And actually, the idea of interconnectedness makes us understand that not everything is as simple as that, because every human is connected with each other. So it pushes our empathy and makes us relate to other people's problems and promotes solving these global problems and makes us more aware of them. Well, if you don't like the example about people, here's another example. It is about oceans. So, of course, as we all know, humanity day to day constantly pollutes our oceans, and it is very detrimental for us. Because, firstly, more than 1 billion people consider ocean as the main source of food. So, by polluting them, we would eventually take their foodstuff from them. So, of course, it would lead to such dangerous problems as worldwide famine. Secondly, of course, oceans are involved in a lot of different natural processes too, and they're actually one of the biggest providers of oxygen for us. As you can see, they take a very important role not only for animals or plants, but for the humanity too. So by polluting them, we basically put ourselves in danger that goes way beyond some problems with tourism. So, as you can see, these examples are bright evidence of how this small idea can really affect minds into taking very enormous actions. So I think what I really wanted to say is, let's all think big and always help each other. And that is how we can certainly reach harmony. Thank you.